The killing of parents by their children is without a doubt one of the most heinous crimes committed all over the world. These are the evil children that killed their parents. Owatebode clubbed his mother to death for refusing to give him the sum of 20,000 naira. This happened in a little community in Eleme local government area of Rivers State, Nigeria. On that day, Bode walked up to his mother and asked him to withdraw the sum of 20,000 naira with his automated teller machine, that's an ATM, and bring to him to enable him purchase clothes to attend the burial of his mother's friend. Trouble started when his mother returned and instead of handing him the sum of 20,000 naira, gave him 10,000 naira. Bode refused to collect the sum offered to him by his mother, which led to an argument. He revealed during interrogation that his mother proceeded to raining abuses on him and asked him to look for something to do. According to him, he couldn't get a job due to a spiritual problem he had, and he has visited many spiritual places and even psychiatric hospitals. He said his mother continued insulting him in the kitchen where she was making food. The insult got him very angry. He stood up from where he was sitting down, picked up a hoe and hit his mother with it till she died. This young man, Ibrahim Kabo, strangled his mother to death and buried her under his bed inside his bedroom. This happened in a small community in Sierra Leone on the 23rd of July 2022. Ibrahim lived with his mother and his niece in a small community in Sierra Leone. So on the 23rd of July 2022, neighbors noticed they hadn't seen the deceased the whole day. She was last seen on the 22nd of July 2022. Out of curiosity, they asked Ibrahim about the whereabouts of his mother, and he told them that his mother had traveled. This got the neighbors confused and suspicious. They were confused because the deceased is an old woman and couldn't travel alone. And secondly, they insisted there is no way she would travel without informing them, and also asking them to help take care of his granddaughter who lived with her. This question speculated a lot of suspicions, and in no time, the whole community were alerted. Neighbors queried the deceased 12-year-old granddaughter about the whereabouts of her grandmother. She told them that she didn't know when her grandmother traveled and where she traveled to, but she noticed something strange with his uncle Ibrahim. She said she saw him carrying bags of cement and built a mud bed inside his bedroom, exactly the same time he told her the deceased had traveled. Information of this mud bed inside Ibrahim's room got the neighbors even more confused. Why will Ibrahim build a mud bed in his bedroom? Why will he need a mud bed in the first place? With this heightened confusion, the community reported to the community chief and alerted the service officers. The service officers got to the house, and by then Ibrahim had run away to an unknown destination. The service officer decided to dig open the mud bed, and inside it, they found the decomposing body of the deceased. It didn't take long and Ibrahim was apprehended by the police. When asked why he killed his mother, he gave the most shocking answer. He said he killed his mother because she had been a thorn on his flesh, always stressing and tormenting him, so he decided to strangle her. Looking at him, he should be in his 40s. It could be his mother had been nagging and asking him to find something to do with his life. At that age, he still lived with his mother. It could be he killed his mother to stop her from nagging him, or it could be a case of ritual. It could also be he killed her because he suspected she is a witch and responsible for his troubles in life. To get more stories like this, click on the subscribe button to stay updated with true crime stories happening across Africa, and I really appreciate your support. David Felix woke up one Saturday morning and decided to kill his father. He went to the kitchen, picked up a mortar pestle, and smashed his father's head with it. 20-year-old David Felix was arrested in October 2023 in Kaduna State, Nigeria, after his community members handed him over to the police. It was discovered he actually killed his father, and during interrogation, he was asked why he killed his father. The reason he gave was because he saw his father in his dream. He said he saw his father as a bird with a human face, chasing him and trying to hurt him. He said it was a recurrent dream and believed the bird in his dream is his father and was trying to hurt him. So on the morning of October 23, 2023, David woke up from the same nightmare. He went straight to the kitchen picked up a mortar pestle, walked into the room where his father slept, and smashed his head with the mortar pestle. However, during interrogation, he showed so much remorse and said he believed he acted so fast and killed his father because he just woke up from sleep and wasn't with his right senses. This son of a retired warrant officer named Ogunjimi killed his father by smashing his head with a firewood. The deceased, who was just paid his gratuity and other allowances after his retirement from the Nigerian army, was attacked and killed by his son. The son, who is the next of kin to the father, said he decided to kill his father in order to take over all the benefits, allowances, and gratuity he was paid. This 17-year-old boy, Emmanuel Gian, killed his mother over a missing memory card from his phone. On that day, Emmanuel found out that the memory card he inserted into his phone was missing, and he confronted his mother. His 52-year-old mother, Faustina Ajiwa, denied and said she didn't see the memory card nor touched his phone. Emmanuel, who did not believe her, became furious and attacked her, which resulted to her death. He was arrested by the community folks and was later sent to the police station. 24-year-old Babalola Rotimi Jr. stabbed his 59-year-old father, Bakere Babalola Rotimi, to death in their home in Magodo, Lagos State, Nigeria. Rotimi Jr. was sent back to live in Nigeria from Dublin because of his drug addict habits. As a child, he refused to go to school, so he had no education and ended up getting himself involved in drugs. On the day of the attack, Rotimi Jr. accosted his father in the toilet and ordered him to lie flat on the floor. He brought out a knife he hid behind him and stabbed him on the back. His mother ran to the toilet after hearing her husband shout for help and also got stabbed. After committing the crime, he pulled out a cloth and covered their bodies, went to the bedroom and cleaned up, got dressed, took his father's phones, his ATM cards, and went straight to his father's fuel station. There he started harassing the station manager, demanding for money. The father died on the spot, while the mother was resuscitated by the medical officers at the emergency bay hospital on Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. Chukwudi, a 21-year-old undergraduate student of a university in Anambra State, Nigeria, killed his mother and father during a heated argument over their refusal to give him money. The suspect, who takes drugs, macheted his parents to death, locked their body inside their apartment, and fled to an unknown destination. It took 3 days before neighbors discovered what happened to them and alerted the police. At about 12 o'clock p.m. on Thursday, August 19, 2023, officers of the corps on routine patrol heard a strange noise in a building while at Oshoku village in Ijabu North local government area. The officers entered the building to find out what was happening, but to their dismay, they found a man's body lying lifeless in a pool of his own blood, and the alleged killer fled the scene immediately. It happened that the 20-year-old man named Ridwan killed his father and was harvesting his organs before the police discovered him. The killer was nabbed while he was hiding in a bush. He confessed he killed his father by strangling him with a rope and then used a knife to remove the needed body parts for ritual purposes. He told the officers of the corps that he only removed the private parts of his father, the lymph, and just 4 teeth. As requested by the ritualist, he identified as Baba Kekere. And when asked about the whereabouts of the ritualist, he refused to give details. Jumai Hassan confessed she killed her father because he was stopping her from taking the life of her grandmother. This was part of the confession the 13-year-old made after she was arrested in northeastern parts of Nigeria over the ritual killing of 51 people. On July 17, Jumai Hassan, a pupil of Army College, was arrested over the disappearance of a 2-year-old boy. She was detained, and during interrogation, she confessed she was a member of a cult based in Lagos and led by one Emmanuel. She confessed she killed and buried the 2-year-old missing boy and 50 other people and took the police to a grave where the body of the child was exhumed. 22-year-old Ibrahim forced his way into their home and killed his mother. Malama Jumai woke up on May 5, 2023, feeling unhealthy and hearty. She never knew she wouldn't live to see another morning. The 50-year-old woman had no premonition she would be killed by her own biological son. Malama Jumai of Rimi Kebi's quarters of Nasarawa local government area of Kano State Metropolis was killed by her 22-year-old son Ibrahim, also known as Warangwao. Ibrahim had in the past been a thorn on his mother's flesh. And it all started when he started doing drugs. His mother and other family members tried all they could to make him stop the habit, but it got worse each passing day. As his drug habit got worse, he was separated from his mother for fear the drugs could affect her. On that fateful day, Ibrahim forced his way into the house. It's not clear what happened next, but neighbors heard him arguing with his mother. Minutes later, screams for help was heard coming from the woman and they rushed in to help. Inside the house, Malama was found lying dead. She was stabbed severally with a knife, possibly while she screamed for help. After committing the crime, Ibrahim fled the scene. He was later arrested and he confessed he killed his mother while under the influence of drugs. Please click on the subscribe button to subscribe to this channel to stay updated with true crime stories happening across Africa. You can also turn on the notification bell so you get notified when a new video drops. I really appreciate your support. Lawrence Warunge killed his parents, 2 siblings, and a farmhand after he watched a TV series. After making up his mind that he was going to kill his family, Lawrence only had one thing that was disturbing him, and that was how he was going to commit these crimes undetected, just like Vinalao did. Being a bookworm, he trusted to find answers to his questions in crime books, so he got these 2 books. With the books in hand, he read day and night while watching carefully the trick Vinala used while carrying out her murders. Thanks to his research, he got the perfect plan. The perfect plan involved disguise and the use of another person who purchased for him the crucial equipment necessary for the mission. These tactics would throw the sleuth scent off him, and since he's a loner and had no friends, he decided to get a girlfriend whom he had used for the plan. And suffering from inadequate vibe to woo a slave queen, Lawrence settled for a young hustler. Her name is Sarah Mutoni. Sarah Mutoni used to sell eggs and smoothies in Tika Town to earn a living. And coming from a poor background, he worked tirelessly to change her fortune. So when the son of a tycoon showed interest in her, she fell head over heels for him. Not knowing Lawrence was roping her into a deadly plan that would put her in the biggest feast of her life. Well, you can't blame her, since like everyone else, she saw a calm, quiet, handsome young man. But behind the silence, the devil resided. With Sarah in his pocket, Lawrence felt it was time to actualize his plan. And to trip her sense even more, he told her he needed to do something that would make them live their lives peacefully and better forever. And on hearing this, she felt elated. Clearly her future is now looking bright. Getting married into a rich family, so anything he would ask, she'd grant. His first request was for her to rent a house, which she did by lying to the caretaker that her mother would not let her stay with her boyfriend in their home, not knowing Lawrence planned to use that house as his planned headquarters. They had a room with a mattress only. Meanwhile, his family was enjoying the festive seasons since his father had jetted back days before on December 24th, 2020. They were oblivious of the tragedy that awaited them. His brother Nicholas enjoyed this time, catching up with his friends, and his mother and the other kids enjoyed the warmth of togetherness that comes with Christmas. They visited and entertained families at home. It was a good Christmas, but in Lawrence's view, nothing was good about the year, nor his family. All he wished for was to see them gone, so he watched them enjoy, but deep down, he would have the last laugh in days to come. Strategically, he made sure to execute his plans before schools opened, and the date he chose was January 5th, 2021. On that day, no one would be safe, so he spent his days perfecting his plans, which was to attack them disguised as a girl. On January 5th, everyone at Warunga home woke up like usual, and just like other Kenyan families, everyone at the home was in a rush to get back to school. His brother Nicholas took one daughter to school at Karola village, and Anne drove the other one to Kirinyaga. This caught Lawrence off guard, and since it was early morning, he left home for Tika. But instead of going to class, he went over to meet with his girlfriend and asked her to buy 2 nights for him, which she gladly did. He left her afterwards, went over to a store, and bought a pair of trousers, a jacket, a lady's shoe, a wig, and a female doll, which he cut off its head. From Tika, he proceeded to Nairobi CBD, where he visited Uhuru Park to feel a breath of fresh air. He later went to Naivas, dropped his bag fearing a security checkpoint, and at Holy Family, he walked in to pray to God to forgive him for the sins he was about to commit. It was heavy, but he had to talk to God. From there, He left home at around 4 p.m. and arrived at 7 p.m. First, he stopped at the farmhouse place. There he hit him unawares with a metal bar. After the farmer fell, he slit his throat ear to ear with the knife. He stayed in the house till 8 p.m. when his father arrived with 2 barrels of beer, heading straight for his bedroom. Lawrence scaled the perimeter fence and jumped into the compound. He then went over to the main switch and switched off the power. While in total darkness, he set a green paper bag on fire right outside the kitchen, which caught the attention of his mother, who was cooking supper. When she came out to find out who lit the fire, he hit her with the same metal bar, dropping her dead. His mother's wail caught the attention of Maxwell, who ran outside to help her and was also attacked by Lawrence. This commotion was overheard by their dad, who rushed down only to be met by Lawrence, covered in blood, who also attacked him with a knife. The drunk dad ran back upstairs, and Lawrence followed him, forcing the old man to jump over the balcony, injuring himself. As he lay there with broken limbs, crawling towards the gate, Lawrence followed him and stabbed him 34 times, leaving his intestines out. Lawrence then went back to the house and slit the throat of his crying younger brother, who hid under the bed. What do you think about these children that killed their parents? What do you think could be the reason why they committed these heinous crimes against nature? Do you think their upbringing played a part in it? Do you think environment affected their choices in life? Lawrence Warunge killed his family after watching a TV series. Do you think the type of movies children are exposed to affect their thinking and nature? Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so. Meanwhile, click on the card on your screen to watch more true crime stories.